holiday. You won't believe that I'd already done this bit 5 minutes ago, but I'm going to pretend that I haven't done it before and say, hello everyone, I'm back from a holiday. Let's all roll with it. I was not late and I was totally not doing the show 5 minutes to nobody. I thought it was weird that you were all saying nothing that I made any sense. So here we are, take 2. Welcome back. It's episode 150. Hooray! I was on my holly bobs, in case you couldn't tell. Because Smiley decided to turn up. That was a little bit awkward, wasn't it? I was like, this is so weird. And then I realised that I wasn't even streaming, and so that's what happens. Did you have a fun holiday? Well, you know what they say. You know it's been a good holiday when you forget your password. And it was a good holiday because I totally forgot how to do a YouTube thing. So here we are, everyone. Let's kick back, relax, and welcome to another Thursday. Hold up, I've got to get out of holiday mode here. So first off, when you get back from holiday, got to take your shoes off. You don't need to be wearing your shoes, your holiday garb. Let's get rid of that. And then, another one. Good stuff there. Let's disengage the sunglasses. Ooh, hello. There you all are in bright colour. And then I've got my my backpack over here with some goodies that we're going to go through in a bit. But welcome. How have you all been? Have you all had a great week last week? And what did you get up to on Thursday? What do you do on a Thursday? It's like in EastEnders land. What do they all do at 7:30, Monday to Thursday, when there's no EastEnders on BBC? Does the BBC just shut down for EastEnders land? Who knows? So, welcome. Oh, I thank you. Then, ooh, nice Crocs. But this time, they were closed. I was ready this time. So unfortunately, as much as everyone's like, yeah, episode 150, there's nothing much too crazy planned here because we're going to celebrate the big ones, right? The big milestones, the 200s, the 300s, and God forbid if we're still here at the 500s. Put the sunglasses back on and look like Randy Savage. Oh, I don't have my official Slim Jim opener with me, unfortunately, to help with that. But oh yeah, LudiXP is back for another Locking It Down with Lucy. Yeah, so welcome. It's good to have you. So if you avert your eyes to the pole up above, there's obviously a thing happening in the social medias if you are so inclined to look. I don't know what's going on, so I thought I'd ask you guys. We're always the precipice of news here on Locking It Down with Lucy. So what are we all using, everybody? What are we going to do? Are we going to stay on Twitter? Are we going to go to Threads? Are we going to go to BlueSky? Are we just going to sack the whole thing off and just shout out of our window if we've got an opinion? I don't like peanut butter. Boom! And you just shut the window. And I was like, why did you have to say that? No one wanted to hear your opinion anyway. But I do like peanut butter, so I retract that statement. So at the moment, 2% are saying BlueSky, 5% are saying Threads, 44% are saying none, and 49% are saying Twitter. I don't know if I care to change is the real answer. Like, Twitter just does what I need it to do. And obviously, if I start again on Threads, it's like the beginning of nowhere and everything. Thank you, Resi Hills. Lucy looking cool as always. Sometimes I look at people that dress really outlandish and I think, God, if I could be one of those people, that'd be pretty cool. But then I don't actually know if I can. I'm just pretty basic at heart. So let's see what we've got coming up for the show today. Firstly, I just need to empty my backpack over here and look at some of the things we've got going on. So lucky for me, what is in here? We've got a bunch of things in here. I've got a bunch of snacks. I was able to sync up with the official drinks benefactor. That was very kind of. So they have supplied a holiday drink for today's show. Ooh, to our holiday vibes, because it is the beginning of summer holidays for those of you in the UK. My apologies if you have children, because that must be annoying for the next 6 weeks. We've got a nice drink here that we're going to try. We've also got some other bits in here. Got to take a Sonic on holiday with you, haven't you? Sonic's my travel buddy. There's loads of pictures of us going like, cool, eating chili dogs, you know what we do, so you can go back there, Sonic. And then we have some snacks from the unofficial drinks benefactor. Also went to Japan. They were able to hook me up with some Dotom Mobori cheese cookies. Interesting. I'm not sure how a cheese cookie is going to taste, but we're going to find out. We're going to find out today. What else have we got here? Quattro Formaggi. I'm not sure what this is either, but we are going to try this. Next up, we have Kit Kat milk tea. Now, I have been dabbling in the world of tea recently. I favour more sugar and milk than actual tea, but we shall see. Is this authentic? It's going to get the authentic British stamp of approval. So, is that for cheese? Interesting. And then finally, we have some salt lemon Kit Kats, which I think will also be very good. And then, Maybe I shouldn't have. Phil absolutely did not come on holiday with me. Phil stays at home now, where I've yet to get rid of him. So, okay, well, am I going to keep the hat on? Oh, I'm definitely going to take the sun cream off. The funny thing is, I had to reapply that sun cream twice this evening. there's a spoil for you. So I have been being bad by trying to do my bits, and I have forgot to be saying to all the people that have had their re-membership remembered. So thank you, Jamie, for 9 months in the XP zone. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. There was also someone else. My chat is being a bit weird again, but I'm just going to scroll up for the chat to find out. Corey, also 9 months in the XP zone. Thank you very much. I've got a little devil horn going on over here. You put the devil in me. Got hat hair. I think I saw somebody else. Was it Robert War per se? Or was it somebody else? I've got to scroll all the way to the top. It was Robert Watt. I knew it was you, Robert Watt. 9 months. Thank you so much for being part of the XP zone. So I'm going to crack open a drink in a second because I am no, I'm not hungry. I'm thirsty. That's what needs to be done. Is that what we do on the show now? Is that how? Oh, and Jazzy also a member for 9 months. Oh, Rich Gamer also a member for 9 months. Do you guys press the button and it comes up, or is it just like, does it just happen organically? I do have some sad news today, everyone. This is preemptive low light of the week. I was so excited to get myself a Kit Kat because I was like, what's everyone's favorite thing about a Kit Kat? I'll give you some moments to write it down. Write down what your favorite thing is about a Kit Kat whilst I open up today's drink. How have you all been, by the way? How have you all? Oh, you press a button. Oh, sweet. Now we have to put it in the chat. Well, I'm glad that you alert me. Lofty is still alive and doing. Actually, Lofty sprouted some new leaves recently. Okay, we're getting some. What's your favorite part of the Kit Kat? That you snap it in two. Very good. You do snap it in two. That is very good. Having a break. Yes, we like having a break with a Kit Kat. As you know, have a Kit Kat, have a break. Breaking the two in parts. The chocolate bit. No one is saying my favourite bit yet, other than the eating of the Kit Kat, which we can't forget. Trevor says all of it. All of it. Nice. Oh, Twix over Kit Kat any and every day. Absolutely. Rock War says it's been good. Had fun with you and Kat doing the quiz. Yes, that was good fun. Thank you for doing that, Rock War. So look at this, everyone. Look at this travesty. I have a Kit Kat, and I was telling people the famed of the Kit Kat. I was like, you get a Kit Kat and you open it like you do a Kit Kat. What is this? Why are we in there straight away? Where is the foil? Why is there no foil? This is the most disappointing thing I've seen in the history of chocolate for a very long time. And you know me. I'm a chocolate aficionado. I loved the foil. The foil was fun. You opened it up and then you rubbed the foil a little bit so that you get the words Kit Kat and take a break, and then you scrunched the foil up and it was very satisfying. And now, I guess we're trying to save the planet or something. Absolutely awful. So let's try a drink, because before I start, ranting and raving about Kit Kat, they're saving the planet. How bloody well dare they? Saving the planet. Ooh, this does look nice and tropical. So what have we got here? The official drinks benefactor. The foil was indeed fun. You are 100% right, says Fitz. Thank you. I knew the foil was fun. Okay. Oh, it's another Mountain Dew. Mountain Dew really outdoing themselves with all the different flavours. What's this going to be? It's like Shark Attack flavour or something. Or that would be, I suppose, blood tasting water or something. Ooh! I don't know how to say this word. I think I had this. I had this in a frozen cocktail at Taco Bell. I'm pretty sure. Maybe. Yes, I think that's what did happen. It's a Baja Blast. Pronunciation, not my forte. Blast of natural and artificial tropical lime flavour. Woo! All right, I'm going to crack into this. It's going to be Sonic flavoured. Oh, I'm 100% telling you that Germany has never had extra foil in there. Oh, Baja flavour. Okay, well, good to know. Every day's a school day, as they say. Right, I can't even open the damn thing. I like this colour, though. This looks like I'm about to drink the Mediterranean Sea, which is... hopefully it's less salty than the sea. Right, got my uncharted Baja Blast. Taco Bell. You know how I do. I just say things weird. Oh, I'm sorry, Corey, that you've never had the foil in your Kit Kat. You truly missed out on some fun there. Oh, this does smell tropical. Oh, this is good. Yes, uncharted waters in that mug. So what did everyone get up to last Thursday? What did you all do? What did I do last Thursday? Oh yeah, of course I was getting ready to go on my holiday. Actually, I was out with friends. It looks like antifreeze. Yeah, it does a bit. Yeah, I went to a restaurant with friends, and on Friday I went out to Brighton. You'll see more of that on Clip of the Week. All right, cheers. Cha-ching. Now mix a Bacardi into Lucy. I think Bacardi would go quite well with it. This is banging. Oh, it's good. This gets the Lucy stamp of approval. I'm well into that. That's very good. If you can, or if you know a benefactor that will factor you drinks for a benefit, get them to get you some Baja. What was it called again? Blast, because it's a blast to drink. I'm wearing my holiday attire, okay? Now this hat here is actually, believe it or not, to do with football. Remember that game where you kick a foot about? And it's actually also PlayStation themed. So you can go in sort of holiday vibes, or you can go boring PlayStation vibes. But we're in holiday vibes. Blimey, this is doing wonders for my hair. Right, so what are we talking about next? What's happening next? Oh, we're going to eat some snacks. So what should we start with, everybody? I think we start with a salt lemon Kit Kat. Seeing as we're talking about Kit Kats, we're going to start our adventure here. And we're going to have a mukbang. So tell me something about your life. Dread One is saying, what's poppin'? What is poppin'? It's Thursday. It's 8:20. What's poppin'? It's my hips a lot, actually. They are poppin'. More than a Barbie doll's hips, let me tell you. They're going to pop out. We mukbanging tonight. We're always mukbang. So things are cute. Now, salt and a lemon. How's this going to go? Oh, I forgot something else that I want to attempt to try. I'll get it after Clip of the Week. What's everyone's thoughts on sour cream? Because I like to eat it straight. And as in straight, I like to eat it out of the tub. But people said to me, Lucy, that's not good. You should not do that. And I was like, don't stand in the way of flavour, okay? These taste buds know. No, it's not gross. I'm going to do it right here for you right now. I just need to grab my sour cream from the fridge, but it's good. And you know what I'm also going to do, because it tastes sweet? I am going to dip some Kit Kat in the sour cream, because I think it tastes like dessert. We've got a divided opinion here. Some people are saying sour cream is great. Not keen on... Not salad cream, soured cream. Okay. Oh. Kit Kat. Yeah, I'm going to have a Kit Kat and sour cream. This is good, by the way. I'm going to do it, everyone. I eat with a spoon. You can't stop me. Okay, this gets my seal of approval, the salt Kit Kat. Come on, you must have some weird combos with food. That's the kind of thing you do to lose a bit. I would eat sour, apart from the fact that I probably know it's very bad for you to just eat sour cream dry. You know what, I'm going to do it right now, because I can't control myself. Let's go to the sour cream. Hooray. I think it's nice, and I don't care. You can't stop me. Right, for those of you following along the audio adventure, I'm grabbing a spoon. I am then going into my fridge and grabbing a half-opened bit of sour cream that has tin foil wrapped on it. Here it is. I like it. All right, so this for everyone. I'm going to do it because I want to prove to you that it's nice. Soured cream, Sainsbury's own. This is what it is. But it's just cream at the end of the day, and I'm a big cream fan. You can't... Got to get a good scoop of it there. I think it's good. I think you guys are insane if you don't think that's good. How tall am I? I'm 5'4", I think. And you know what we're going to do? The Kit Kat pairing. I think it tastes like cheesecake. Look at that. Oh, that's a dip. I like it a lot. It goes really well. I'm not even kidding. I like that. In fact, I'm going to have all of these snacks with sour cream. It's not gross. I'm going to add this to all my dishes. British Gamer. I might try this out now. Honestly, I think it tastes like dessert. Right, next up, let's go for the Kit Kat milk tea. This is going to go nice with sour cream. Again, we've got another white chocolate. Oh, hang on. Is there different teas in here? Oh no, they're just different colours. I'm going to go for a blue tea. I did do a bit of an afternoon tea at Brighton. You sure that wasn't a cocktail, not a Mountain Dew? Let's wash it down. Good stuff. Right. You must have some cream with your milk. I mean, with your tea. Okay, let's try it normal. Yes, that does taste like tea bags. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that's a good flavour or not. There's something about tea when it's infused with other things, but you don't want the tea by itself. Let's try it with the cream. I think this is going to be the combo we need. It's not the combo you want. No, it's not the combo you need or the combo you deserve. Whatever. Batman said something once. That's less good, eh? Tea should not be eaten. It should only be drunk. This literally does feel like I've just put a wet tea bag in my mouth and just gone, ugh. Oh no, I've got sour cream on my laptop. I'm gonna have to get that. No. Travesty. Sour cream. I need to clean my laptop. My laptop's disgusting. Seems like something Nans would enjoy. No. The milk tea Kit Kat does not get a pass from me, unfortunately. That's slightly disgusting, as they say. Okay. Yeah, it's like imagine if you had made a tea, but you couldn't wait to drink the tea, that you just sort of like got the tea bag, went, and then put it away. You just no. Okay, what are we going for next? I want to save these little cakey things for last. Very good, Fitz, very good. No foil of approval on that Kit Kat. There's no foil on any of these anymore. The planet demands no foil. I did put foil in the microwave the other day. And I was like, as soon as I put it in, it went, and I was like, oh no, don't do that. Right, I'm saving that for last. We're going to go for some cheese cookies. Cheese, grommet, cheese. Where have all these snacks come from? Japan, funnily enough. How do I open this? Oh, there's a little opening here. Has anyone in the chat had these snacks? We are going to do the highlights and lowlights of the week. Let's do, actually, Jamie, what a segue. Drop me your highlights and lowlights of the week now. We'll talk about it while we're snacking down. So what's everyone up to? What's your highs and your lows? I mean, this could be both high and low, depending on how you view sour cream or soured cream. I didn't go to Japan, sadly, but someone else that I knew went to Japan, and they very kindly brought me back some snacks. So thank you, drinks benefactor, for benefacting me these drinks. Sounding like a boomer, Lucy. In my day, we had tinfoil Kit. In my day, we did have tinfoil Kit Kat, and we used to love it. We loved opening. Oh, hello. Can we get a translation on this? These look dinky. They look like little triangle cubes. They come in little packages. Now, do you think? Oh, it's hard. I did not go. If I had gone to Japan, you would have known about it. No way you can go to Japan and not. Oh, these are. Oh, I think these taste like they're gonna smell like those really nice things you get in Sainsbury's. Those cheese twists. Oh, it smells like a cheese twist. I think it's a cheese twist. I love a good cheese twist. Oh, this smells like my grandma's. Okay, let's go. I'm hoping for a cheese twist taste. Enjoy with sour cream. Oh. Okay. I need to break down the flavours here because something is happening. It does taste like a cheese twist, but there's something inside. It's got a sweetness to it. Okay, time for the sour cream pairing. I'm gonna finish this. I'm gonna finish this. Oh. It pairs fantastically, as do most things. This has got to be terrible for you. Okay, I condone the cheese cookies. In fact, I would condone it with something like spread it on top. I think that would be good. Right, I've got a few Highlights and lowlights coming in. You have to stop. A very diligent bugger says, you can't make me do anything I don't want to do. And I want to eat sour cream on its own. Dusty says, my highlight's been watching Wimbledon. Unfortunately, I've been out of the loop on Wimbledon this year. I felt like some of the joy is lost without, you know, all the big cheeses in it. But there's that new guy who's meant to be quite good. But Djokovic is just going to win, isn't he? And he's going to break some more records. Boo! KRP TV says, highlight is watching Lockin' It Down with Lucy again. Oh, thank you. Lowlight is, I got a telling off from my boss today for coming in with work late. No! Only by 1 minute. Your boss needs to chill out. I sort of got a lot of coming in. I want to have the last snack, and then I will pay attention. You have my undivided attention. It is rather hot in this hat. In fact, I am going to de-hat. Oh, I feel like I can hear again. My ears are now free. Also, what song has everyone got in their head right now? Because I can't stop singing this Ozzy Osbourne song all day. And I'm wondering how many people know it. It's called Patient 9. It's like, how does the bit that I've got in my head? It's like, da 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 da. So hiding the pills inside your mouth. Swallow them down and spit them out. It's like he's in some sort of a mental asylum. When the night comes and I live your life. Something because he's patient number 9. Imagine putting out a record at his age. Well, not even just a record, a whole album. Very impressive. Okay, so now we have this quarter fromage. I guess it's some more cheese snacks. More cheese snacks going. Patient number 9 is the title. Yeah, I'm not getting out because I'm patient number 9. That's the one. Oh, I can't even open this thing. Lady Gaga, Alejandro. I always sing that for Analondo. Okay, we've got this last little thing. It's got like some kind of icing on the top and a sort of squidgy bun bit on the inside, so. This is less cheesy. 4 cheeses, more like no cheeses. I'm just dipping it in the sour cream. It's becoming a thing now. That's my least favourite. Not even the cream cheese can save it. Oh no, the sour cream can save that. The winner of tonight's snack down goes to the sour cream! Ta-da! Could be paired with any and every snack. Find your sour cream and a Kit Kat and enjoy living life. That's what I say. That's what Lockin' It Down Lucy's all about. Right, let me read your highlights and lowlights of the week. Boo! Don't boo me. Don't blame me. Blame society. All right, Analondo. Seen Ozzy Osbourne a few months ago. He's in band. No, bless him. Okay, Robert Wall says, highlight. Got the platinum and 100% in the surge. I'm almost the fastest person on PS profiles to get 100%. That's awesome. Congrats. I tried to do that once. Chris J is saying, I'd say Ozzy is in better shape now. His speech is better and more up and going. Oh, that's good to hear. Yeah, I guess, you know, that's, I guess, the life he led, I suppose. That's led him here. Fabio saying, highlight, I visited the Latria District Archive. Had the opportunity to browse through a music book from the year 1550, my father's birthday. Wow. Like very hot days. Well, I'm glad that you had a lovely time visit. I thought you were talking about Elden Ring for a second. I got very confused. And then I thought you might have been talking about Dark Souls. But then I realised you were talking about reality, which is a place that I remember that we all live in. As a shared existence. Jose, with a big highlight, I bought a house. Congrats. Oh my God, am I really going to get fat off sour cream? Maybe I should stop eating it. I didn't know. I didn't know that's what would happen. Dusty says, highlight, completed everything I can in GTA 3 Definitive Edition. Almost. Keep going, Dusty. I'm enjoying your journey every week as it comes in on GTA 3. Lowlight, binned off going for the shiny because of 15 kills in a single vigilante mission is proving impossible. No! I guess I heard it is harder on the Definitive Edition. Bits says, highlights finished Final Fantasy 16 and cried a bunch at the ending. Well, congrats on finishing it. I heard it was a massive game. Lowlight's that post-game hangover of not having Final Fantasy to play anymore. Oh, that sucks, isn't it? when you, like, I felt that after finishing GTA 3, I was like, what now? Oh my God, there's sour cream all over my laptop. This is bad. There's been a spillage on my laptop and it's gross. Duh, I'm gonna have to give this a clean. Corey says, can you imagine going on a lunch break at work and Lucy just sitting in the break room with a tub of sour cream? Well, maybe that happens, maybe that hasn't happened. I like sour cream, I'm standing by my decisions. Sir Dave says, highlight was my birthday on Tuesday. Lowlight is getting used to new glasses. I get motion sick start with. Oh my God, me too. I haven't gone to the opticians in like 4 years at this point because I hate the transition period when you get new glasses. Like you got to wear the new ones for a bit and then you feel a bit sick and then you got to wear the old ones for a bit and it's all very confusing. And then eventually you just wean yourself off the old ones because then you realise you can't see. But I just can't be asked to go to the optician, but then I should probably be able to see because that's probably pretty vital. James's highlights got a new profile picture with my dog Reggie. Nice. Still playing Mass Effect Trilogy on the Legendary Edition. Just finished Mass Effect 2 now. I'm moving on to Mass Effect 3. Nice. That is a good highlight. God, Mass Effect games are fantastic. Well, never mind. I just have a new light. Just told my girlfriend about Lucy's sour cream habits, and she agrees it's normal. Lockmort's in the chat. We love Lockmort. Lucy, Lockmort. Lockmort does great work with editing prowess. Well, I feel justified. People would just assume that I'm eating yogurt. Highlight going to Japanese cookery class at work for a staff development. It is normal. Don't at me. Don't come here or talk to my son again. While Wifey Sleeps says 2 highlights, got a job finally after 6 months and 70 applications. Almost completed The Witcher 3 100%. Nice, I love that. Some life updates and some gaming updates, both in the highlights. Nice work. Stephen Tyson says, highlight Battlefield 4 and Titanfall 2 plats. Congrats on getting the Titanfall 2 plat. Going back to work after a week off. Oh, I know, it's tough to go back afterwards. Ooh, sour cream and vodka Red Bull. Is that a combo I'm going to have to try on the show at some point? Is that an approved combo? Or is that just, you know, a combo that we're making up so that I will eat it and then be like, oh my God, this is amazing. So what's mine? One of my highlights of the week, other than discovering my love for sour cream. My first highlight of the week, I'm going to have to wash my hands after this, too many snacks, was that I went to Thorpe Park. I know we've done a lot of Thorpe Park content on the channel. And this time, I went on a ride that I've been very afraid to go on for a long time. No, I did go back on stealth though, and I did feel like, but the ride that always gets me, like, I love roller coaster rides. I don't really like being flung about in a circle, but I like going somewhere. But Detonator. Now, Detonator is a drop ride, for those who don't know. So it's like, you sit in the little thing, you go up, and then it drops you. But this one, it drops you faster than free falling, because it pushes you down. So there's something about those rides that always freak me out, because it's like it's not the height of the ride that scares me. It's the feeling of the dropping, like your stomach dropping. That's the bit that I don't like. No, but it's straight up and straight down. It doesn't sort of go like that. It's just like, whoop, and then you just go woof like that. The whole thing, I was like in the queue being like, oh my God, I'm going to do it. The guy that's on the machine who's like pressing the button is just messing with everyone. He's like, everyone at the top, this is going to be your normal countdown. We're going to drop in 5, 4, 3, 2, presses the button, and then they go, Wah! And sometimes he just says nothing. Sometimes he'll make you do other rubbish, and then he'll be like, what goes up must come down. So we finally get on the ride. And it's like going up. Now the going up, as I said, it wasn't so bad because I'm not afraid of heights. I was just thinking like, God, I just can't wait to be dropped because I just want it to be over. Because a lot of people, they would drop and go, because it's over so quickly that you just can't even comprehend what's really happened. So anyway, we got to the top and he starts like the guy, I can't even hear him at this point. So I had a watch on that could do my heartbeat, and my heart rate went up to 135 beats per minute. Yeah, I think if it was per second, you would die. Oh, no, it can't be per second. I don't think it can beat that fast, but it was fast. So I was like, and then it went, and my stomach just went, and then I was down. I was like, oh my God. So it was good to like have done it, and I've like conquered a fear. Now here's the thing, that's just the beginning, because there is a drop ride that's even bigger and even scarier, and that is Hang Over the Tower. Come with me now on a journey through time and space to the world of the internet and take a look at this beastie. Because this is, I don't even know how horrifying this would be. So this only exists. Oh, my internet not working. Hang on. I'm not getting out. Like, you might have to look at yourself and say, there you are, say hello. There we go. Look at this thing. This only, well, I think it's a traveling drop tower. and it arrives in London every Christmas for Winter Wonderland. Look, I don't know if you can really get the scale of this thing, so the tower, from just these pictures, but oh my God, this looks terrifying. I want to do it so badly, but I feel like it's just going to be so scary. So how high is it? 85 meters high. This is the tallest transportable drop tower in the world. What is 85? Oh my God, why have I got more crap on my laptop? Blip. What do we want to translate that into? 85 meters into feet? 278 feet. That's like the Eiffel Tower high. Oh my God. So that's what I'm aiming to maybe get myself on this Christmas. Last Christmas I gave you my heart, but very next day you gave it away. This year we're going on the really tall tower so we can lose our stomachs. That's what's going to happen to me. I'm sure Wham will be singing. Oh my God, Chris J's like, never in a million lifetimes. Well, I'm sure if I do happen, I will. You'll hear all about it. Stuff Sam was saying, saw on TikTok video those towers the operator pretends the safety fails as broken. No, we can't have that. In fact, I was so nervous at the top. I didn't want to hear what the guy is saying. You could not pay me £1 million to ride that. I don't know if I'm gonna chicken out, but maybe I'll see if my heartbeat goes even more. So you pay for a near-death experience. No, I think it's just like, if it's like, I don't trust carnival rides, I get this is a big one, but it tends to be run by drunk chill. I know what you're saying. I know exactly what you're saying. My always thing whenever I go to the theme park, I was like, why do all the operators look like children? I'm like, it's terrifying. So that's what I'm aiming to get to. So that was a pretty big highlight of the week. The other one was also going to Brighton. We did a lot of going to the pier. That was fun. Oh my God, there was a ride on the pier that was like the ricketiest ride I've ever been on. It was it was good. But it was very much like, oh yeah, this is a ride that doesn't, it's not the same quality. Oh my God, it was fun, but it was also very scary. It was all very tight. That was weird. So I enjoyed going on the pier and doing some other bits and pieces, and then some of the food that we ate was really good. So yeah, those are my main highlights. My low light, well, one of the low lights you will see in clip of the week. It was a dumb thing to have done, and I kicked myself about it, and I was like, what an idiot. And I'd like to know if anyone else has done something similar. But spoilers to come for in about 5 minutes time. So that was sad. But then the other thing that happened to me this week is my oven switched off. I don't switch my oven on in 3 months. And I'm like, right, oven, it's time for you to do your thing. It's time to cook something. Switched it on, and then it just clicked off, and then nothing worked. Everything went, and I was like, oh my God, this is it. I was thinking about all the futures of never using the oven. Not that I was going to use the oven anyway, but it all flashed before my eyes. And then it was just that the fuse had tripped, and it was a very, very easy fix after that. But for a while I was panicked. Dusty says Brighton is awesome. Well, what a transition, because let's take a look at Brighton for clip of the week. Clip of the week. Clip of the week. My circuit did trip. Yeah. Enjoy. Here we are at Brighton Pier on a somewhat, not so bad actually, it rained earlier. The weather is cleared up now. I'm going to try and reach the end of the pier and maybe get on some of these rides over here. Apparently, if we get to the other side, we may even be able to see France. So let's have a look. This is, for those of you unawares, this is what a British beach looks like. See that over here? No sand. Hair balls. That's just pure rock, everyone. All right, let's go. see what my fortune is. What will happen? Zoltar knows. What is beyond today? Right, here we go. £1 for your fortune. Okay.
Zoltar, the great gypsy, at your service. Listen carefully. It is better to keep your mouth shut and be thought a fool than to open it and remove all doubt. And also, my friend, it is wise to be taking good advice when you hear it, no? Return to Zoltar, and I will give you more words of wisdom.
Thank you, Zoltar.
Can I win?
So, oh, okay. It's telling me to shut my mouth, which is obviously something I can't really achieve. I'm a YouTuber, so I guess I'm a fool every week. Okay, my fortune. Change, it says. There are changes going on in your life, some of which you are unhappy about. Do not worry. The hot air balloon of life will take you up in the sky so you can see what needs doing to perfect your future. You must keep the positivity and happiness with you. This is what keeps you aloft. People see your smile and they want to see you succeed and be happy. You are kind to all around you and always help a person in need. You are a good person, enjoy your ride in the sky, and the changes will be in your favour. January is your lucky month. Thank you, Zoltar. Oh, I got my lucky numbers, which I shan't be playing. Well, there we go. My fortune, as told. Alright, after the pier, we are now on our way to the I-360 Tower. It's one of the later bookings. We're running a tad late, but I don't know how tall it is. I have zero facts to tell you right now, but we'll see what happens when we get on. Well, this has been embarrassing. We got the time wrong on our ticket. We thought it was 50 minutes later, but there it goes without us. So thankfully, we're going to try again tomorrow. But yeah.
The next morning.
It is now Sunday morning. We have returned to try once more to go up the I-360 Tower. We've been told to come at 10:30 on the dot to miss out all the school kids. If you don't want to be up there, the guy said we're doing school kids. So hopefully we're going to be on time and we're going to make it. Let's go! That's how high we got to go. So now we're on the beach, and one of the things about the UK is we don't have sandy beaches very often. They're very rare. So instead we have this, pebbled beaches, which is just beaches full of rocks. That's all it is. This is our life here. Sad, deprived British people. Let's try walking on it, shall we? That's so easy. But this is the way. Oh, and it's very painful if you weren't wearing shoes. So, yeah. Love my new shoes. Don't at me because they're too big, alright? This is the way I want to live my life. You can't stop me! So there we go, those were my adventures in Brighton, and Dusty is still saying Brighton is awesome. Brighton is awesome. I don't know why I keep saying it as Brian and not Brighton. At least the beaches near my house is sand, not pebbles. Yeah, that is a sad reality of beaches in the UK, is that they are sandy and they're not very sunny. So you're mainly there to go to the arcade, get fish and chips, maybe play some mini golf. I mean, that's what we do a lot of this. You just play mini golf. And then you just walk about and look at the shops. Not Snaky Brian. Yeah, not Snaky Brian indeed. But yeah, no, it was really nice going down to Brighton. It wasn't like super busy. The weather was a bit on and off. Sometimes you'd go out and it'd be raining. Other times you'd go out and it'd be sunny. So yeah, a good time all round. If you find yourself in that area of town, which is south, go and get on the tower. But make sure that you get the time right. So that was my other lowlight of the week was that I was adamant. And the thing is, I checked my ticket as well. I was certain that our ticket was booked for 9:15. And then we got there and I was like, oh, can we get, and the thing was shut. That was like the last one that they had done. And they were like, are you sure? And I was like, I like how the guy was very nice. He was like, are you sure? Because it's normally on the hour it goes. Like, he knew. How many times have we been doing this? And then I had to be like, let me check my ticket. Oh, yeah, it was 9 o'clock. And then we just saw it going up without us. And I was like, God damn it. But luckily we did go the next day. And yeah, it was a nice quick little trip. Oh, you are right, Supper Salmon. Avoid the hen and stag parties is another bright activity. The amount of hen parties, off the chain, how many. In fact, I forgot to put the clip in here, actually. I was supposed to, now I'm thinking about it. When I arrived at, there's like a hotel that had like live music every day, and there was a bunch of like hens all dressed as nuns, and the person, they clearly requested it, and they were all going, how do you solve a problem like Maria? How do you do? And I was like, oh my God, that's Sound of Music. I haven't listened to that in ages. I don't even remember the words anymore. How do you solve a problem like Maria? Hen, oh yeah. So hen is in like the people that are going to get, what's a hen party? Oh, okay. So in the UK, when you get married or when you're going to get married, it's traditional to have a hen party for the women and a stag do for the men. So it's like so let's pretend I'm getting married in the morning. Okay, I'm not, by the way. And so I don't know if I would organise it. I would then have a maid of honour who would organise a hen party that would happen before I got married. And the purpose of the hen do is to go out, get super drunk and eat a bunch of food that's like willies. I'm not kidding. That's what happens at a hen do. So that's what all the hens do. All the stags, again, they all get together and go out for a last hurrah. And then they get super drunk, and sometimes the stag will be tied to a lamppost in France, and then it's like, oh, how are they going to make it back? Normally strippers are involved. Garrus is ready. What would Garrus's stag do be like? They would just sit around and do calibration or something. Although they were party goers, so that's what happens. Normally, yeah, there may be a stripper. I do have a funny story that I heard about a party, but I can't tell it on the stream. Maybe one day, if I meet you in real life, ask me about the stripper story, and maybe I'll tell you. That's an Easter egg for you. We call them posh names in England. Yes, that's what a hen and stag do. Yes, it's like a bachelor party. Yeah, kinda, I guess. That's our equivalent. Pepsi Girl is the maid of honour. Maybe. We'll see. I'll ask her. She will load up the Pepsis, I'm sure. There's a bit of a... Now, what do you think? What do you think's going to happen when, let's just say, the drinks benefactor, okay, they're always delivering the Mountain Dews. So let's just call them the drinks benefactor, Mr. Mountain Dew. What happens when Mr. Mountain Dew meets Pepsi Girl? Is that a love affair written in the stars? Or are they mortal enemies where they battle each other in like a death cage? She's like, I like Pepsi. Oh no, it's I like Pepsi, Mountain Dew. I like Pepsi, Mountain Dew. And what would win the battle of Pepsi and Mountain Dew? I wonder. I think I'm going to go... I mean, it depends what the difference... Maybe it's a 3 out of 4 match. Maybe they've got a battle on flavour and then battle on, I don't know, other... Maybe there could be a top trumps card. I think Pepsi would win. Oh, Pepsi, Mountain Dew is too sweet. Mr. Mountain Dew isn't looking too hot. Pepsi Girl for the win. Probably Coke. Pepsi Girl finisher would be crushing Mountain Dew against her hand and swishing him in the recycling. Very good. Wait, I think they're both owned by the same company. So in a shock twist, Mr. Mountain Dew and Pepsi Girl, whilst they're fighting, they come together and actually form a tag team, and then they get married. And then I'm the maid of honour for their wedding. That could happen. Right, so let's us have a look what is coming up on the... You're really good at singing opera. I don't think so. The Phantom of the Opera. That's all I know. Mountain Pepsi. Is that when they have a little baby? Mountain Pepsi. Aww. Little Mountain Pepsi. They were married the whole time. What a plot twist. And they lived happily ever after in soda heaven. Right, so let me just check my my show notes, because we got a big thing coming up. I don't think there's anything else to decompress about Brighton. We've caught up. We've had the snacks. We've talked about, the holiday. So I guess now I should move on to the main topic of the show. Although I would just like to quickly touch on the poll real quick. Okay, so Twitter is still winning I don't know if I could be asked to change to Threads or BlueSky. What was the other low light? The big one. The other low light was me missing the iTower because I hadn't. I got my ticket wrong. And I felt really bad about that because we had planned it so well, and I was like, okay, we've got some time, and then we didn't. We talked about Lucy's sour cream. It's not a problem. It's actually a great advantage. In fact, I can make way more food with this now. Whether it's good food or not, I don't know. But food nonetheless. That, you know, I've expanded my repertoire. No longer will I have to eat cheese and wraps and peanut butter. I can now eat cheese, wraps, and peanut butter with sour cream on top. Exactly. Right. BlueSky. I don't know about any of these, to be quite honest. I don't know what's going on. I sometimes live with my head in a barrel, oblivious to the world, as you'll find out in the next segment. Add it to the cheese and rice instead. Ooh, that does sound good. What about the Marmite couscous? Are we adding sour cream to that? I may have to release a cookbook at some point, how you make the Marmite couscous, because for that, I put milk and the Marmite together and mix that up. But maybe I could put sour cream in the Marmite instead to give a bit more of a viscous flavour. Okay, it's not a problem. It's an average how alcoholics sound like it. It's not a problem unless you eat the entire thing, all right? I eat sour cream in moderation, okay? That's the only time it happens. So, okay, Jazz D is saying it's easy to change the Threads because so many people know they're already on there. Interesting. Why would I thread? Like, I just feel like, okay, BlueSky is the company responsible for the Ice Age movies. Good Lord. Don't you violate Marmite like that. That's how you cook Marmite and add it to the couscous. And I stand by that meal. I stand by all my meals. All my meals in my Lucy cookbook that may come out are all approved. Are you looking to try and cook easy, efficient things when you've moved out of your flat and live alone and never cooked before? I've got the cookbook for you. Simple, easy, efficient recipes that you can make food in 3 minutes or less. That's my guarantee, or you get your money back. Oh, what? Cream Fran, he and Marmite would be fine. Oh, wait, what is that? Sour cream anonymous. Marmite is disgusting. Absolutely not. You should probably put that sour cream back in the fridge. Yeah, I should have done that during clip of the week. It is still just off screen here. Hiding the pills inside your mouth. Swallow. I can't stop singing this song. It's been in my head. I'm patient number 9. Or whatever, however it goes. What is Marmite? Baby, don't hurt me no more. Oh, Marmite is like another sort of viscousy topping that you put on toast. Violate Marmite all you want, but violate peanut butter, then we've got problems. I don't know how you can violate peanut butter. I think peanut butter is so versatile that it can go anywhere. Google what Marmite is and do yourself a flavour and go get some. Okay, so am I doing anything about this social media rubbish? I don't know if I can be asked. So, but I barely even use Twitter that much anymore, to be honest. Like sometimes I'll just tweet if I feel like I have something to say, or I'll tweet if I'm going live or making a video or something, because that seems to, like, you know, people who follow me there know. I just feel like starting again just feels it's too much to start again. And also I don't know what I have to say. I say it all every week on a Thursday, just like word vomit, blah, 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 blah. You get all my thoughts uncensored, just coming out like a flowing waterfall of uninterrupted thought processes live. So you don't know what's going to happen. So I just heard, wait, what? Oh, you can copy your Instagram account straight over to Threads. Oh, I do like Instagram though. That's the one that my favorite one. Like I used to be on Twitter a lot, but then it just became like listening to just, I don't know, annoying news things. Instagram feels a bit more personalized because I made a very strict rule on Instagram. Like, okay, so on Facebook, it was like, oh, hey, let's become friends. We met each other in the supermarket for 5 minutes. I was like, yes, let's become friends. So you become friends with all these people that you don't even know. There's like, you know, Sally from secondary school who used to bully your friend, and you're like friends with her because obviously you can't not be friends with Sally because she sent you a friend request, and so you've got to accept her. But I was like, I don't like Sally. And now guess what? When I would go on my Twitter, I can see Sally and her 3 children and her husband and everything's going on. I don't give a fuck about Sally. So this is the rule I made when I met on my Instagram account. I was just like, I'm not adding any Sallys, okay? Disclaimer, I don't actually know anyone called Sally. But I will only follow, so it was like I would only follow the people that was like celebrities or my friends, as in like close friends, because I don't want Sally knowing what I'm up to, because Sally might go to, I don't know, nursery and chat to, I don't know, Barbara's mum and be like, oh, do you remember Lucy from school? Look, she's a right weirdo. I saw her on her Facebook or on her Instagram. Oh, although that doesn't actually stop you, because Sally could still follow me on Instagram and still bitch about me to Barbara at nursery. But the thing is, I don't have to see what Sally's up to. So, Sally in chat right now. What about Garrus? Oh yeah, Garrus is getting hit up straight away. In fact, I'm sliding into Garrus's DMs, asking if he wants to calibrate anything. Like, I'm like, oh, I need calibration help. Oh, help me. Sally no mates, exactly. Yeah, she's a right widow. You should see what she does. Oh my god, she's a right widow. You should see what she does with sour cream. Oh my god, I always knew she was well weird at school. So that's why I like Instagram, because I like taking photographs. I like doing little videos when I feel like, you know, the inspiration strikes me. But yeah, Twitter, it's kind of gone down. Facebook, I barely use anymore because of that very reason. You know, everyone now is doing things that I don't really care about. I'm not doing TikTok because I can't be asked. I have now become 100 years old from just saying this. I am boomering. We are boomering in front of you. Ah! So I don't know. I'm going to think about it and maybe do nothing about it, because also, I guess, does YouTube count as a social media platform? I guess. Here's where it's happening. Here's where it's at. So, okay. KRPD says, I only joined Instagram so I could see all the celebrities' personal photos. Exactly, yeah. I like seeing... Wait, you already have a Threads account because of Instagram. Oh, so I don't even have to, like, go on Threads to, like, secure my username. Like, no one else is going to be LudiXP or Press X for Lucy. I have that because isn't it owned by it's owned by Facebook, and now Facebook is going to fight Elon Musk because how do you solve your problems in the 21st century? You box them. That's what happens. So coming up soon at a YouTube near you some point, I'm sure in the future me and Adam McDermott will start boxing each other. We'll realise that it has to be done. It'll be like, you know what we have to do? We'll box each other while Uncharted and The Last of Us are in the background. Who are you pegging to win? I think I can duck and dive, but I probably have my noodle arm, so it would be like being punched with a balloon. Like, it'd be a bit rubbish. So put your bets in now. You never know. Create a Crash 3 headline event. I'm all up for intergender boxing. I think all sports should be intergender within the reason. Why can't tennis players fight each other? That's what I say. Yeah, I do actually have a Twitch. Oh my god, we could wrestle each other. Yeah. What would my finishing move be? I love if Adam watches the show. He's gonna be like, what are you talking about? Okay, I think it is time now. He is really now Plat Daddy. Yeah, I've been slow on the Plats. In fact, I might be getting a Plat this weekend, depending if I agree or not. The mysterious co-partner is into all this indie shit. Anyone ever played a game called Fogs? We might have to play Fogs. I don't really know, but we'll see. New move, the throwing tennis racket. My finishing move would be the tennis elbow. It'd be like the Judas effect. Judas in my mind. Exactly. Yeah, I don't know what that is. This is the kind of stuff Sally would gossip about. Well, go away, Sally. Right, so let's get to the main crux of the show. We've got 30 minutes on the clock. Can I do this? No, it is called Fogs. You're like two dogs that are attached together, much like cow and chicken from Nintendo. What was that? What the fog is that? Exactly. You've never heard of The Undertaker now, but now The Uncharted Taker. Very good. Yeah, exactly. We'll see. If you guys are poo-pooing Fogs, I might also poo-poo Fogs. We'll see. Next week, I'm going to review Fogs. I'm like, what are you doing? Okay, right. We're going to get onto the main topic of the show because this could take a while. So, what happened was, yes, cow and chicken were two separate beings. Cat and dog were merged together. These are two dogs that are merged together. Yeah, I'm getting my animal Nickelodeons mixed up. Right, so let's talk about the Titanic, shall we? So why did I decide to watch the Titanic? I hear none of you ask. Well, obviously there was that submarine thing that happened, and then the Titanic became thrusted back into the mind's eye of, like, people were more interested to discover the Titanic again. And so, oh crap, you're gonna miss the review, no! I love how Titanic is all about old ladies still thinking about one night with Leonardo. Yes, it did Leonardo DiCaprio. It's been 84 years, she's still thinking about it. Exactly. Right, so, so that all kicked off. Now, as I said, you know, me, Lucy, I'm on the news. In fact, I only found out about the submarine thing the day that they discovered that they had not made it. And I was like, what's going on? And then I got really into, like, on my YouTube, it kept recommending me Titanic videos. And so I was just really in the mood to watch Titanic because I used to watch it as a kid by watch. I think my mum went to the cinema and saw it back in 1997. I think think she said it was like really scary or something. Her friend was like, oh, we're going to get wet because they're on the second row. Anyway, so we used to have it at our house. And then I think we used to shove it on in the background because Tasha really liked watching it. I didn't like watching it because I remember the beginning was boring. Then there's the sex scene and then the ship sinks. So it does pretty much play out like that. There is the two halves. There is the beginning bit and then the action that happens. So I was thinking about watching it, and then I was like, you know what? I kind of want to see if I would have a different opinion on the Titanic watching it again 20 years on or whatever. Now, I looked up how long it was, and it was 3 hours and 14 minutes. And I was like, who's got time to watch a 3 hour and 40-minute movie anymore? I can't even have time to do anything. So I was considering watching it in times 1.5, but I went to Twitter, or maybe in the future I'll go to Threads for all my, existential crisis. And I was like, is it a crime if I watch Titanic in times 1.5? And everyone said yes. So I was like, oh shit. So I decided I was going to watch it whilst doing some work at about 4 o'clock on a Friday. Is that how it happened? Yeah. I was like, you know what? We know the beginning is boring. We'll just stick it on the background. And I got really into it, and in fact I liked it a lot more than I thought I was gonna like it. I was actually surprised that how different I thought it was. So let's go through it, everybody. let's review and reenact Titanic. Now for the I know 3 hours and 15 minutes is a lot of movie. Now I would like to just say before I do this, I have, obviously now I'm 32 years old, and life has changed a lot since I first watched Titanic as a wee little 10-year-old. I guess that's when it came out on DVD, I imagine, when I was about 10 or 9. So I didn't really grasp the realities of life and how one can easily perish, or know what it's like to love a loved one or lose a loved one. So the film hit a lot differently. So I would like to say that whilst this is a film, I don't want to forget that real people did in fact die. And I think that's horrific. So I don't want to make light of the fact that this was a terrible, terrible thing that happened to real people. And sometimes when you think about it, you're like, oh my God. It's so weird because it's so long ago. It was 1913, I think. That's the other thing. I've been watching so many survivor videos, of people talking about what happened when they sunk on the Titanic. I've been watching a lot of CGI reenactments of the Titanic, breaking apart. See you later, Chris J. I hope you enjoy your packing. I will catch you later. Anyway, because I don't know, but why are people so fascinated with it? I don't know. I can't quite put my finger on it. It is just 1912. Thank you for the correction. I can't put my finger on why people are so fascinated. There's a good VR Titanic game. In fact, I wanted to watch Jacksepticeye doing that. I don't know why it's so fascinating. I think it's just, I don't know, it's hard to grasp what it's like, or what, I don't know, just how something that devastating could happen. It was a very long time ago. So then, of course, when devastating things happen, they must be brought to film so other people can really see and dramatize. So here we are. This is me reviewing and potentially reenacting Titanic from 2 weeks ago. This is a 2-week-old memory, by the way. So forgive me if I forget the details. So the film starts, and Bill Paxton's in it, who I didn't know who he was back then, but now I was like, oh, he's the guy from Aliens who says, it's game over, man, game over. And I was like, you've got a very small bit part in this movie. Interesting. I'm not sure where the time I was like. Anyway, he's looking for some kind of diamond that sunk with the Titanic. Now, what I found interesting about this bit, which is again what I would have fast forwarded, is it's actually filmed footage of the ruins of the Titanic. I'm like, wow, this thing is so far down in the ocean. Anyway, he wants to find some kind of diamond necklace thing. They pull out a safe and they find in it a naked lady picture. And I think it's on the news. Why it's on the news? I guess it's on the news for the same reason I watched the Titanic, because it's an interesting thing to be like, oh my God, the Titanic. Anyway, Rose, who is an old lady now, is like, oh, the naked lady is me. And they just take her word for it, and they're just like, yes. I mean, she could have just been a crazy old lady, but actually, hang on, she knew information that meant that it had to be her. Anyway, she then goes, let me tell you a story. And then you get the meme, it's been 84 years. And then everyone's like, oh, bro, do you want to hear the story or not? So shut the fuck up. And they're like, okay, we'll listen to the story then, old lady. So then the whole movie is actually an old lady's retelling of the events of Titanic. Okay, so we go into a dream thing. So the year was 1912, as Dusty has corrected us. And we now are ready to set sail on the Titanic. It was the unsinkable ship. It was meant to be amazing. Blah, blah, blah stuff. So we meet Kate Winslet, who is Rose. and we meet Leonardo DiCaprio, who is Jack. Now, one of the things about this movie you'll find out is they say each other's names more than anyone has said anyone's. Turn to the person next to you. If there's no one next to you, think about the person you were last with. How many times do you say this person's name? I'm never saying other people's names more than like, I don't know, once a week, maybe twice a week. Like, they're like, Jack, how are you, Jack? Oh, I am good, Rose. Rose, you have to remember. But Jack, like, no one speaks like this. But I suppose what they were trying to do is get the names over so that you will never forget Jack and Rose, because they don't stop saying each other's names to each other. Anyway, next. So she's really posh. I mean, it's Romeo and Juliet, as we all know. She's like super posh. She's in first class. She was a rich girl. He was a poor guy. Can I make it any more obvious? I'm sure this is what Avril Lavigne was talking about when she sung about Skater Boys back in the day. Anyway, so there's a lot of classism back in the UK, and I think that it's kind of bizarre that still existed on a ship. But I suppose, the olden days got olden days. You got to discriminate in the past. Anyway, so she's in the upper deck with all like the posh people. He wins his ticket on some kind of game of poker, and he's in like the E deck, where it's all just like, bunk beds and stuff, and she's in like massive mansiony bits. So the boat sets sail and everyone's like, goodbye, and they're about to go on this adventure, into the sea. And they're all like, yay, how exciting, we're going to go to New York and seek our fortunes and whatnot. I don't know what half the people are doing there. I suppose they're all going on holiday, I guess. So the ship sets sail, and what happens then? There's a lot of talking that happens. So we find out that she's really miserable with her douchey boyfriend to be husband, who's like, Sweet Pea, come on, Sweet Pea, I was hoping you'd come to me tonight, Sweet Pea. But fuck off, like, this guy needs to calm the fuck down. He has got creep vibes all over him. And she's like, her mum's also really overbearing. She's like, I don't like when you do that. And she's just like, So she is super unhappy with her life. She's got all these controlling people. He's like, how do we describe Jack, Leonardo DiCaprio, who looks like about 17 in this movie? I was like, blimey, how old is he? He is just happy-go-lucky, living life. And this is the X-rated version. Although there is some X-rated bits that happen. And then so he's just there just to have a good time, and So first off, he goes up to the ship deck with his boyfriend, who I can't remember, not a real boyfriend, just a guy friend. And they do the whole like, ooh. Oh yeah, that happens a lot. There's a lot of ooh, 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 in case you forget that Celine Dion wrote the song. Anyway, they do that together. And they're like, whoa, we're having a great time, yeah. While she's having a bad time, being like, oh no, life's miserable. So lots of things happen, and eventually she can't take it anymore, and so she runs to the end of the boat and decides that she's going to jump off the boat and kill herself. So she stands on the edge. Oh yeah, they did lock eyes at one point. They locked eyes from afar. Obviously, the lower class people can't go to the upper bit, and the upper people, well, I guess they could do whatever they want, I suppose. I don't know. Anyway, she's at the back of the thing, and he's like, well, if you jump in, then I have to jump in. She's like, get back, you wouldn't do that. She's like super posh. She's like, you wouldn't do that, would you? She's like, well, actually, that's not the fall I'm worried about. It's actually the water. It'd be ice cold. It'd hit you like 1,000 needles in your body. And she's like, oh yeah. He's like, but I'd have to do it. If you jump, I jump. And it's like, oh, what's going on here? So then eventually he manages to coax her back over the edge. But because she's such a dumb bum, she slips anyway, goes, whoa! And like added drama. And they're like, come on, I got you. So then he pulls her over, and they land in an awkward position. Ooh, how awkward. Oh, they're on top of each other. What's happening? Sexual tension. And so then someone comes along, I think it's the bodyguard of her or the guy. They're like, what's going on here? And then she's like, she says nothing, and they're like, arrest that man. Oh, because he took his shoes off and his, like, stuff off. And then she, like, sits there for a whole, 5 minutes, not explaining what happened at all, while he's about to be arrested and, taken off. And then eventually she pipes up and goes, oh, actually, I slipped, and he helped me over. Oh, he actually saved my life. And they're like, oh, my God, great. So then she's like, oh, he's like, oh yeah, the guy goes like, here, you could have money, or you can come with us for dinner. And then he's like, oh, okay, well, I'll see you tomorrow for dinner. And then the bodyguard's like, funny, she slipped so quickly, yet you were able to take your shoes and jacket off. Nothing gets past this butler guy, who's very dedicated to his job. In fact, he's more of a bodyguard than a butler. Anyway, so the next day, this all happens over the course of, I don't know, a weekend. This is a weekend romance. Forget holiday romances. This is a weekend romance. Woo! You gotta move fast on the weekend romance. Money will come about, and you've got to read your emails, and you'll have 104 because you took a long weekend. You're like, oh no! Anyway, and no emails back in 1912, but I'm sure there's a lot of faxes. So the next day comes around, and now maybe have they been spending time with each other? The butler guard. Maybe they've been spending time with each other on the boat, actually. Oh yeah, because he teaches her how to spit which is kind of gross, but I suppose kind of endearing as well. Because she's like, oh, am I going to ride a horse like a man style? And he's like, yeah, we'll do all these things. And she's like, wow, you're so adventurous. You're so dreamy, Leonardo DiCaprio. And so then they go and spit, and then the mum's like, oh, you're joining us for dinner. Is Mr. Jack, I can't remember his surname, joining us for dinner? Yes, Mr. Jack will be joining us for dinner. Oh, how nice, Rose. Oh, well, I'll see you later then, Rose. Yes, see you later, Jack. And so now he gets a suit from Molly, who's a real person. Although her name wasn't really Molly or something. Anyway, so she helps like suit him up, and then they go down and they have like he has to sit with all the, you know, the posh people and pretend like, you know, and he's just saying, oh, life is for living, blah, blah. And you can see the other people like, we hate him. More talking, blah, 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 blah. The men all go off and smoke and have whiskey. And he's like, do you want to have a real party? And she's like, oh, what do you mean a real party? So he takes her down the lower decks, and they're all like, and they're having a great time. They're swinging about, and then she's doing like the whoa. I mean, I can't do it because I don't think I can do it, but I don't like that. Her party trick is that she can stand on her toes, which I guess is like kind of cool, but also weird. But I'd be like, look at my party trick, Jack. That's what I'd be doing that. But she's like, whoa, or something. I'm not even going to attempt to do that because that sounds like danger. So yeah, they're living it up, having a great life, and then what happens next? Do they then go back to her room? And is this Draw Me Like One of Your French Girls, Jack? Potentially. Yes, it was the most erotic moment of her life, lest we forget. So then she gets naked. Because yeah, he showed her pictures earlier, and then this is where the drawing comes. So he's very professional. Nothing happened. He just drew. Oh, and then she puts the necklace on. Yes, she puts the necklace on. Oh, hang on a bit. I forgot the bit where it's like, I'm flying, ooh, 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 and they're on the edge of the deck. Yes, I thought that moment myself when I was on the i360. I'm like, I'm flying, ooh. All I do is think about in Titanic now. Everything I was like, it's like the Titanic. I become obsessed. So that happened. They're all loved up. He's drawing her. She's sitting very still. And then I think the bodyguard guy is getting suspicious, and he then almost walks in on them, so they have to run away, and they're like running through the ship, and it's like, oh my god, it's so exciting. He's like chasing. He is very dedicated to his job. So then they go down, and then they find a car, and then they have sex, and that's the classic on the window, and that's when Child Me was like, it's time to watch. The business is about to pick up. So all while the love stuff is happening, in the background there's also a lot of Titanic lore dropping. So the guy who invented the ship is there, the guy that, I feel like there's two guys. There's one guy that designed her, and one guy, and also it's funny, they always call her, and there's one guy that did something else, and he's like being like, make her go faster. Wouldn't it be great if we could be in the news for getting to New York quicker than we're supposed to? And the captain's like, well, I don't know. But he does it anyway. Now, whether this is factually correct, I'm not sure, but maybe it is. Oh, the owner. Thank you. So the owner is saying this. I think that's because the other guy designed the ship, so he knows like the layout and everything. So yeah, he's like making them want to go faster. Now, whether this is what really happened, I don't know. But I can see that maybe that is what, because they're not using the full power of the Titanic. So that's all happening. There's like a couple of other seeds that are being planted where they're having like a tour of the ship. And he's like, yes, Miss Rose. Oh yeah, that guy's like, yes, Miss Rose, you're very astute. There aren't enough lifeboats. She's like, hello, sir. I've noticed there aren't enough lifeboats for us all. He's like, that's very astute, Miss Rose, but some of the other passengers thought that it would look ugly if there was too many lifeboats. And I'm like, oh, interesting bit of lore drop. We'll log that away for later. There's also like, Captain, there's a couple of icebergs, and the captain's like, I'm busy. I'm talking about something else. So after sexy times, they run out, and it's night time now, and they're like, you know, making out, smooching at the back deck, or are they smooching on the front? No, they're smooching on the front deck. And the two people that are like trying to like look out, they're watching the smooching rather than watching what's happening in front. And then they sort of turn back, and then they see there's an iceberg, and they're like, oh, iceberg. So then now they're like telling everyone, like, oh my god, iceberg. And the word comes, and they try and turn the boat, and they're like, come on. And they're hoping that it will just turn. But unfortunately, it doesn't quite turn in time, and the iceberg scrapes the side of the ship, and the whole ship. Well, apparently the survivors said that it just felt like a break bit. It's like a bump almost. And so they're on deck smooching. All the ice comes across, and everyone's like, oh shit, what happens now? And so the whole like bottom part of the ship has now been like cut. Well, not the whole bottom. I think the first area. And so the way the Titanic was built, that it was built, which I think is quite interesting. I guess most ships must be built like this. I don't know anything about ships. It was built so that the first 4 bits of the bottom could fill up with water, but any more than 4 and it would sink. So they're talking to the guy who makes the ship, and they open it up, and he's like, oh, if this one, oh, because they have to close the bunk heads as well. The watertight seals come down. So all the people in the engine room's like, come on, lads, come on, it's time to go. And they're all like running, and then he's like, come on. So it's it's awful to think about the poor people that may have died or did die in some of these awful situations. But yeah, so this is when all the drama is happening now. They're trying to get out. They've closed the bunk heads, but it's not enough because 5 of the bottom bits have filled up. And so he's like, she's going down. We've got 2 hours. 2 hours. 2 hours until the ship sinks. So what are they going to do? I guess, what do they do? I suppose they start telling everyone, well, I guess they're trying to make everyone very slowly kind of evacuate, maybe, I guess. Anyway, whilst this is happening, I think the bodyguard butler, finds Leonardo DiCaprio and knows, oh yes, they bring them back. This is so, yeah, all this subplot happens. So they find them, bring them back to the room because the guy notices that the necklace has been gone, but really he's put the necklace in his pocket so that they like, oh my God, look, he tried to steal. And he's like, don't believe him, Rose. Don't believe him. You know me better than that, Rose. Don't believe him, Rose. Don't believe them. And he's getting handcuffed. And she's like the dumbest person on the planet. She's like, oh, why did he steal that? And he's like, oh, but it's so silly. So anyway, he's just like, Sweet Pea, come on. You shouldn't be going with him or whatever. I don't know. This guy is just like the worst. Oh yeah, because there's something else happening. The mum wants her to get with this guy because they don't have any money anymore. So he's got a good name. And she's like, oh yeah, you've got to do it because your father left us with no money. So it's all a bit rubbish, to be honest. So anyway, that happens. He gets taken down below decks and he's now handcuffed up to this thing. And the bodyguard butler guy, I know they've only known each other for like a day. It's so dumb. But you know, love at first sight. When it happens, I guess. So then he's there waiting down the thing, and then they get whilst they're having a bit of a tiff, they get the people coming and go, please put your life jackets on, and we have to start evacuating people. It's fine, it's all protocol. You'll be back for breakfast probably. So the first class people get their life jackets on, and they go up deck, and the lifeboats are starting to be like lowered, and they're like, and the mum, who's like the worst, she's like, are the lifeboats going to be organised by class? Why? Like, I can't believe people were like this. Like, what is? Oh yeah, because in the beginning of the film as well, the people in the lower class had to be like checked. Their mouths or something. I don't know if this is over the top, but she just didn't want to sit with poor people for whatever reason. I don't know. Anyway, so the first boats go off, and they've only got like 12 people in, and they have to like lower them down like la. So women and children only. Women and children. That's the thing. So all the women and children have to go. All the first class women and children get put off into a boat. Wait, what? You could break your neck with these old life jackets, really? They did look very robust. So the worst part about this, which obviously as a child, I was only like, oh my God, this is terrifying. Like, I found the Titanic scary, was my main thing. This time I found it more so to be distressing on a different level, because what I didn't realise back then when I was a child was like people being split up and you weren't going to see these people again. Like, imagine, like, because obviously it was women and children, like, you're getting taken away from your husband or whatever, and you may never see each other. That's awful to think about that had to happen. You had to make that decision. That's rough. So, like, that's what I'm saying. It hits differently when you've lived longer. Because I was like, damn, this is a lot. Anyway, they have to leave. While this is happening, I think Rose gets in a boat so many times and then gets out of the boat. So they're trying to get her in the boat. And then she's like, no, I need to find Jack. So then she runs down to the lower levels where the water is now starting to fill up a lot. Okay, it's all going on down there. Now, this is what the bit where I was like, wow, she is really brave, because some of the stuff she has to do, I was like, shit. If I was in this situation and the man that I loved for a day and a half was stuck down there, would I have the courage to go down into this freezing cold water when the ship is sinking and save him? That was a real dark thought. I was like, I don't know, I guess sometimes when you're in the moment, you just have to do it. But yeah, so she goes and finds him, like, takes some ages. She's like, someone help me, I need to find a man. He's like, Jack, Rose. So then they get in the room. Oh, they finally find each other. And they got to have a smooch quickly, obviously. No, there's always time for that. And then he's like, okay, you got to get me out of these handcuffs. And he's like, find an axe. So she has to go out and find an axe. And this is the part where this is the part that freaked me out. So she goes and she finds an axe on another floor. And then she comes back down and the water has risen like well higher. And that's the moment I'd be like, shit, would Lucy go back for Philo? Oh, I'm thinking about Philo while thinking about being separated from Philo. Philo is a man, so we'd be separated. Women and children only. See you later, Philo. Good luck out there in getting a lifeboat later. Anyway, so she has to come back out, and now the water is so high, and I'd be like, shit. Like, when do you just panic? But I suppose when you when you're in that situation, you just have to like go for it. Also, I realize that these are all fictional people. Oh my god, yes, that's a great moment. There's a moment when the lights went out and she's debating moving forward. Yeah, so all this, by the way, is filmed very well. Like, it's all like, tension. It's all going. So then she finds him, and now that she's gonna have to swing an axe to try and get him out of the handcuffs. Like, all of this stuff is like, oh my god, this is too excruciating. So he's like, Rose, do a practice shot, Rose. And so she goes, and he's like, very good job, Rose, good job, Rose. He talks to her a bit like a child, I did notice as well. He's like, okay, now try and hit the same spot again. She goes, and like hits the entirely wrong spot. He's like, that's really good, Rose. Oh, come back. Okay, now I believe in you, Rose. You could do this. You just have to hit this bit. So she's like, okay. Now again, I think, now this is what Doctor Who taught me. In this situation, what could happen? Like, obviously, he had a lot of faith in her, a lot of trust. She could have, because you have to do that with some force, she could have actually, chopped his whole arm off. Because, do you know what she does? She shuts her eyes. She goes, huh? And I was like, why are you shutting your eyes? I think in that situation, you need to break your hand. I know it's awful to think that, but if you break your, wrist, you would then be able to slide your hand out of the handcuff. Now, yeah, you've got a broken hand, and that's going to suck. But you could have lost your hand. And, I don't know, I guess... it's a bad situation all around. Something bad. Imagine Rose wearing a heart-monitoring watch. I know. Right. This is true. Everyone does do that to her. Okay. So then now he has. You could just break your thumb to get out of handcuffs. That's the one. Yes. You know. Anyway. So now he's free. And also, he doesn't have a life jacket. She doesn't have one either at this moment. So now they have to try and get out from the bottom of the ship to go back up. And so this is where there's some sort of miscommunication of whether what happened or what didn't happen. Because they're going up and apparently they locked the shutters. And so all the lower class people are like, let us out. There's a lot of people there, come on, let us out. There's women and children in here. And so they'll open the door and let some of the women and children out. But then, they close the door and everyone's like, ah. Now, it's debated whether this really happened on the Titanic. People report and say that this didn't happen. In fact, there was another bit where they were gated off, but they were still outside. Unproven. I guess there's no one still alive. Well, there might be someone still alive for the Titanic. I don't know. They'd have to be very old. Impossibly old, almost. Yeah, because it's only been 100 years. Anyway, so they try and find another way round, and again they're met with locked gates as they do the boof, so they bash the thing. He's like, stand back, we're getting out of here, and then they all go, whoa, and they all go up. Now what happens? Oh yeah, God, so many things happen. So half of the movie, I'm not joking, half of this movie, an hour and a half is all the lovey-dovey, talky, aristocrat stuff. The next half is all of this action happening and the ship shinking, and it shinks. Anyway, so they go back up, and now he's like, right, you need to get on a boat, Rose. Off you go. I'll see you later. And then she gets, and then the guy's like, oh, you must be so cold, sweet pea. Put my jacket on. She's like, ugh. So she has the jacket on. Oh yeah. And before they leave, he's like, the guy's like, Miss Rose, make sure you get out of here alive. Here, have my life jacket. That's the guy that designed the Titanic. And apparently this is true. He was last seen standing at the clock tower, looking at the picture of the Titanic, and went down with the ship. Anyway. She gets in the boat, and the boat, they're like, lower! And it goes, ooh, 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 ooh. They're looking like lovey-dovey and feature on those, every night in my dream. He's like, goodbye, Rose. He doesn't say any of that. But it's all very sad. They're going to be separated forever. And then she's like, oh. Then she decides that she actually can't leave. And so she leaps out of the boat onto the other bit, and then is back on the boat. And then he's like, oh God, we can never save her. But I get it, you met someone, the love of your life, for a day and a half, and I think deep down you may not see these people again. At this point it's all going pretty crazy. I think that it's not going to end well. Anyway, So, oh yeah, because he tells her, he's like, actually, I have an arrangement with one of the guards who's going to let men on, with Celine Dion on the boat too. She might as well have been. And he's like, I've got an arrangement. We can all get out of this together. And he was like, there is no arrangement in there. It's like, oh, there is for me. Maybe not for you. Because he's trying to like buy off the guards. Are they guards? The sailors to let them down. Anyway, he sees her jump off and he runs to go and find her. And they meet in the bar. He's like, you're so stupid, Rose. Why did you do that, Rose? She's like, I just couldn't not be with you. So then the guy, the dickhead to-be husband is like, kill her. He wants to just kill him. Oh yeah, because he wants to go after them. So now the ship is sinking. Now this is good drama. I will say this is good drama to add to the already drama. It's like drama on top of drama. It's like a drama sandwich here. So the ship is sinking. There's not enough lifeboats. Everyone's going like, trying to get into one. But this guy is so hell-bent that he has to kill Jack or stop him that they now run through the ship and he's like trying to shoot them. And he's like, so then they have to like run backwards. Because I was just thinking like, why do they end up in the perils of the ship so many times? But it's because they go back down. So anyway, they get chased back down into the ship and they have to swim away and the guy can't actually get them anymore. And then he's like, he's like, I can't see what's so funny. Here's the joke. The diamond is in the jacket. I put the jacket on her. And so he's distraught that now he's lost the diamond that was in his jacket because he gave her the jacket. So now, once again, they are down at the bottom of the ship and I'm like, oh my God, just get out of here. Like, so they have to find their way. They have to go down to come back up. And so they meet some other people. Oh, and there's some awful things. Like there's a kid and then the door busts. Oh yeah, they're trying to get through the door. And then that goes, pff, like water is super scary. There's so much happening. And so they're now like in real danger here. They managed to go up a bit and then they're back at the bars where they're like, someone help us, help us. And then some guy runs by and he's like, I'm sorry. And then this guy is like, for a split second, is going to leave them. Oh my God. Some of the decisions that had to be made must have been awful. And all I was thinking about is I couldn't stop thinking about how somewhat real this was. I mean, obviously this is added for drama. So the guy's like trying to do the keys and he's like trying to open the things. Like, they're like, come on, open it. And then he drops the keys and he's like, I'm sorry. And he just runs off and they're like, oh my God. So then he's like, okay, we're going to, because it must be so like scary when the thing's filling up, much like a bush took a trial when you're doing the one where it's like, filling on water. So anyway, he goes and grabs it and he's like trying to get it. And she's like, you got this, Jack. And I was like, please, if someone's doing something stressful, you need to just let them get on with it because going, you could do that, it's not gonna help. Anyway, so he's like doing the thing, he finally unlocks it. Oh my God, and they get out and they're back at the top of the ship again, finally. Now what happens at this point? Are they done? I'm not sure. So now things are getting really bad. I think the top part of the ship is now starting to go under. The band have been told to play. Now apparently this really did happen. The band played to the end. So they're like, no. They're playing the music to try and calm people down. There's obviously not enough lifeboats. Some of the men are trying to get on. Now this is the bit that I thought was quite also harrowing actually. So Sweet Pea Man, he is like trying to get on a boat because he's rich and thinks that and he's trying to save himself. But before that bit, actually, the other dickhead who was like, the owner, was like, he manages to get on a boat like really quickly. So like they're lowering it down, women and children only, women and children. And then as they're lowering it, he gets on and goes, and it's like, that's bad. But I suppose towards the end, you're just trying to like save what you can, I guess. So Sweet Pea Man is like, I'll give you money. He's like, your money's not going to save me any more than it's going to save you. Oh my God, I forgot the classic bit. Hang on, rewind, scrap that, rewind. When they ran off the first time, when dickhead husband grabs her, he's like, no. And she's like, I'd rather be his whore than your wife. Oh, you tell him, Rose. Anyway, fast forward back to where we are. So then the guy is starting to lose control. The main guy is like, women and children only. And there's a bit of a tussle. He's like, come on, there's not enough lifeboats. Come on, let us on. He's like, women and children, women and children, come forward. And so then he's like, stay back. And so he shoots the gun in the end. And I was like, and then he's like, stay back. It must have been such a super stressful situation. Anyway, then it's a bit rowdy and this guy ends up shooting one of the other guys and actually kills him. And then he's like so distraught that he can't take it that he just shoots himself on the head and falls off. And I was like, now, I think James Cameron regrets that because that guy was a real... So this is the thing. In this movie, there's real people and fictional people. And by real people, I mean real people that were on the Titanic, like the captain and the guy that designed the bow. And this guy here, I can't remember this guy's name, but he didn't actually do that. So I think some people were a little upset that this guy was portrayed in that sort of cowardice way when he actually did do a great job at getting everyone, well, the people he could off. Anyway, we're now starting to get like there's not many lifeboats left. Sweet pea dickhead husband finds a child that's like crying. He's like, I've got a child. I'm the only thing she has in the world. So he gets on a boat with this child, and he's like, there, and they're lowering it down. He's like, yeah, he managed to save himself. Right, and then now the ship is like really like, you know, starting. And then I think the captain then decides that he's going to stand at the wheel and just accept going down with the ship. So then we see him being like smashing. Oh, well, best line in the film is when Billy Zane picks up the child and goes, I have a child! Yes, that's the bit. So then the captain dies, and that all comes in, and you can see that now it's starting to really go like it's really going down. And I think people are trying to like get into the lifeboats. They're like trying to cut them off, the ones that are left, because there's like overflow ones, but it's getting too little to land. Now, what are our plucky heroes, Rose and Jack, up to? I think they're just running around the ship trying to find a lifeboat. So she's got a life jacket on. He doesn't. I guess there wasn't enough life jackets on this boat for everybody. God, there wasn't enough anything on this bloody boat. Oh, and then there's like a lot of people that just sort of succumb to their fate, which I always thought as a kid was like really sad. Like the old man, the old woman that just lie in bed and just like let themselves die. There's the mum putting the 2 children to bed. That was awful. And there's the other guy who just like decides that he's just going to sit in the grand hall with a brandy and just let it happen. It's like, I suppose at some point, like, I don't know what I would do. I was like, would I just keep trying to survive, or would I succumb to my fate? I don't know. I just think it's so horrific that I can't even, like, I was like distraught for a while after watching this film. I was just like, it was just too much. Anyway, they're running up the ship, and now the ship is starting to really turn. So they have to like, they're running up the back of the ship to try and get away. And then the ship breaks in two, which was like a kind of thing that was like disputed about for a while, apparently. Also, I can't believe they only found the Titanic in 1985. Can you believe that? That was not even that long ago. So it was a long time for it to be undiscovered because no one knew where it actually sank. Anyway, the people on the lifeboats are like away, and they can see it all going like, and then it's like, ah! And then that all happens, and then they run to the back of the ship, and the ship's really going up. Now, there was another guy who was real, who was a chef, and he says that he survived because he just got super drunk. He just like drank a load of whiskey, and he thinks that the alcohol saved him. So now he's like, also, I would just like to point out that Jack knows absolutely anything in any situation. Like, if you ever get into a peril, Jack knows what to do. Okay, Rose, we're going to hang on tight here. And when it goes down, we're going to hold our breath. Oh, Rose, we're going to do this. We're going to do that. I was like, how is this man? He's like the Swiss Army knife of brains. Any situation, he's got an answer to it. I mean, I suppose it's better to have that person in your life. God, I need to find my Jack. Anyway, so now they're at the top of the ship, and people are just like falling down. I'm like, oh, this is bad. Like, obviously, some people are jumping off. There's one guy that jumps off and hits the propeller, goes boom. There's yes, this is the classic one. Trust Rose to be a hopeless romantic at the very end. This is where he first met. So they're like clinging onto each other as the boat is just going up, and then they're like on the thing, and they have to go on the other side, and they're holding on as people are just like falling in. You have those big, whatever they're called, the steam things, going killing people. It's like, this is just like, just screams everywhere. And then the bit that terrifies me is when the lights go out. Like, I've seen it on all the like the reenactments of the ship. Like, that's the bit, like the people in the boiler room apparently worked really hard to try and keep the lights on for as long as possible, because that's the thing, the ocean is pitch black. That's a scary thought. It's pitch black and it's silent out there. So at some point, the funnels, that's it. So yeah, the lights go out and they're just like, it's like, oh my God, that's also scary. Anyway, the ship starts to go down, and he's like, hold on, Rose, when I tell you when, we're just gonna... Now, I don't know what the best plan is. I think the best plan is to just not do what they did. I think you just got to get into the water at some point. No jumping off, just when... Like, maybe just walk into it peacefully and try and swim. That might be there. Oh, I forgot about the band. It's been a pleasure playing with you tonight. And then they obviously, unfortunately. I used to think about the band when I was at Charing Cross, which is a train station. And it's like, we're sorry there's delays. The band would be playing while everyone's like, I've got to get on this train. This is the last train leaving Charing Cross. And everyone's like, move down the train. Move down. Like, I'm not joking. This is what happens at Charing Cross. Like, people bang on like, move down. Because it's like no more trains after this one. And the band are like, no. At Charing Cross, just as we all try and flee back to southeast London. Anyway, so that they all go down. Okay, now we're in the water. We're in the water, and there was a thing called the suction or something where it's like, oh, like, you know, if you have to get out of the way. Like, Jack knows everything about what's going to happen, so they get out and she's like, Jack. And everyone's just screaming in the water, and they find each other, and there's like obviously a couple of people on like a boat that's like turned upside down, which actually did happen. And then there's like this the infamous door, which actually was a door frame. It's not actually a door, it's the frame above the door. So they try and get on, now they both do try and get on. She gets on, he tries and gets on, and it falls, okay? And then they don't try again. A lot of people are like, why didn't they both get on the door? Why didn't they swap turns on the door? But I don't think the door frame had enough room. There was totally enough room. That's the new part. Was there enough room on the plank for both of them? I think not. Now, Mythbusters did try and find this out, and they said if they had tied the life jacket under the door frame, they would have both survived, but they probably would have died trying to do that because it's so freezing cold. So now they're being all like, okay, I'm never gonna let go, Jack. I'm never gonna let go. And he's like, you're gonna survive this, Rose. He's like, okay. And then the bit that I thought was the saddest moment, she's like, Jack, I love you, Jack. But then he doesn't respond. I don't know why he doesn't respond. I thought this was out of order. He's not dead yet. He's just going, don't start talking like that. You're gonna live and you're gonna have lots of babies or whatever. And I'm just like, why wouldn't you say this back to her? This is a terrifying moment. Maybe he didn't really love her. Was he even real is another thing. Anyway, time passes and she's like lying there on the door frame and like, you know, things are happening, and then eventually, there's things happening in the lifeboats where someone was like, we should go. Because the guy's like, why are these lifeboats only half full? They should have this many people on. Because they didn't even fill them all. It was all a big travesty. Anyway, and so that Molly woman's like, we should go back. We should see if there's any survivors. And he's like, sit down or I'll throw you overboard or whatever. She's like, fine. So some people are like, we should, come together. So the guy from 102 Dalmatians, you've all watched 102 Dalmatians. He's in this film. He's like, we're going to go back. So he goes back and he's like, is there anybody out there? Is there anyone alive? And so he's like, wash their heads. Because now at this point, a lot of people are dead because they froze in the water, which is, I think that would have been also the scary part, is another thing I thought about. So obviously there's a lot of noise, a lot of commotion, a lot of screaming, and eventually that would have just stopped as people died, sadly. So he's like looking, and then she's like, realizes, she comes to, and she's like, Jack, there's a boat, Jack. And then he's like this, and then she's like, oh no, he's dead. And he doesn't have a life jacket on. What's up? Why did he not put a life jacket on? Because then she has to eventually, because I think this is the whole thing. I've done a lot of research into this. She started the film wanting to die, and he made her want to live. Oh my God, it's so sad. So then she decides, yes, she is going to live because she wants to live for him. And so she prizes her hand off his hand and then watches the ooh, 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 ooh. Very sad, very sad. Whenever a sad moment comes, Celine Dion just comes in the side, goes, ooh. Good job I got this chair. It's really good for reenacting. Anyway, he slips away. It's very sad. She goes over to the other guy and has the whistle, goes, and it's like, stop, come back, stop, come back. And she's like trying to blow the whistle, and then eventually they do come and they do pick her up. And yes, the Carpathia picked up the survivors. The Californian could have picked them up, but the Californian went to bed early and didn't hear the distress signal. So anyway, she gets picked up by the people. I think only 6 people got saved who fell into the water. Everyone else died. So then she goes back and she's on the boat and she just is like sitting in with the lower class people. Sweet pea husband guy's trying to see if she's there, and she's like, doesn't want to see him. And so she manages to escape her horrible rich girl life, and she just lives, I guess, a life where she, gets on horses and flies a plane, and she discovers she has the diamond, and she thinks about how much she loved Leonardo DiCaprio, and then she's like, and that's what happened 84 years ago, and they were like, wow, old lady, that's such a great story, but what about the diamond? So anyway, she decides that no one can have this diamond, and so she walks to the edge and goes, oops, and throws it in. And, apparently Sweet Pea husband guy, he killed himself because he lost a lot of money in the finances. So she goes to bed. Does she die? Does she fall asleep? Nobody knows. But on her bedside table, she's got pictures of her life. She lived a full and happy life, but still thought about this guy, Jack. Because they're like, well, old lady, there was never any records of Jack. I think they're trying to, be like, was he even real or not? But I don't know. Clearly he left an impression on her. So then she either goes to sleep or dies and goes to Titanic heaven, and everyone's like, ooh. And after 84 years, she is reunited with Leonardo DiCaprio, and they have a kiss at the top of the stairs, and everyone's like, yeah! Now, at this point as well, she had a granddaughter in this, so I was kind of like, what about her new husband? I'm guessing it probably didn't work out. So she's decided to go back in time to be young and be with Leonardo DiCaprio in heaven, rather than her actual family in now. So I think that's how the movie ends. They're all just really happy. Wow, just you retelling it felt like 3 hours and a bit. Yeah, I think that's all that. When does Leonardo? That's when they were downstairs going. That was like that bit. I think that's how the story ends. Actually, she throws the thing and then she dies, and then that's just. And then the music plays and the credits come down, and I was very sad. I'm not. You know what? I'm not too ashamed to say it. I may have shed a tear because it was very sad. I did not shed a tear when I was younger, but this time the new impacts of life have impacted me, and I had felt deeply moved by the telling of the Titanic. So there you go. That is Titanic, as reviewed and recapped. Honestly, I do think it's a really good movie. In all seriousness, like it's. I didn't think the beginning boring bit was actually beginning and boring. I was actually quite into getting all the lore drops and actually understanding about the Titanic. So if you haven't, hey, don't laugh at me. It was sad. Okay, there was some sad shit that happened. They were in love, okay, and then they were, they were in love. Lots of people were in love. Lots of people died. That's sad. That is textbook sad. That is SAD with a capital, all the letters with lots of exclamation marks at the end. You can't tell me otherwise. Although the music is really sad, and they make sure to hammer that shit home. Anyway, so I thought it was very interesting. I then watched many YouTube videos about the Titanic, and I still think about it. Sometimes when I look off into the middle distance, I see the. And maybe I'll sing it at karaoke because my heart will go on. But yeah, I would give it a watch actually if you haven't seen it in a long time, because yeah, it touched me in a different way, and it was a very well put together movie as well. Like the actual all of the Titanic sinking, very well done. Like actually, you know what I'm trying to say. It's not CGI, but maybe there is a bit of CGI. But however they made it, it was good. Anyway, that's the film. That's the film as Cyber Lucy yeah, I did actually. It was quite sad. And then after I watched that, I watched ITV's version of the Titanic. Not so sad. It was all very Dickensian, that one. I was like, it's not so good. Oh, now here we go. Is Rose the villain or wait, Lucy is Rose or as the villain? Wait, what? I don't know. Rose is a bit of a character. Anyway, that's your lot. This is not. Oh, this is not Titanic related, but I do need to know where you got your shirt, Lucy. I don't actually know where I got the shirt either. there's the answer to that. The violins got me. They were sad vibe for sure. Yeah, exactly. It's a sad movie, but it's a good movie. And yeah, it's still an interesting tale of what happened. Right, this show has gone way over. Apparently, Peter Kay mistook the lyrics for "The hot dogs will go on." Maybe. But speaking of, wait, afterwards, did you watch Britney Spears getting the necklace and oops, I did it again? Wait, does she actually? I just know she says other things. Yeah, Lucy, what's going on here? Went back to, yeah, it's all a bit shady what happens at the end. So, speaking of orchestras, I guess, I have a joke to end the show. It's a joke. Oh, I'm so bad at telling jokes on the fly. Like, I could never do this, but I went to Charing Cross and there was, I was attacked. Wait, was I attacked? Wait, sorry, let's start the joke again. Honestly, I'm like as bad as Marlon from Finding Nemo. Right, I was at Charing Cross, everybody, and like I said, the band sometimes played, and I was walking, to my train, and the trumpet man went, hit me round the head, the flute guy poked me in the eye, and then the drum guy tripped and whacked the drum on my head. In fact, I would go as far to say it was an orchestrated attack. Thank you, everybody. That was Locking It Down with Lucy, 150. Now, I did not forget. Last week, I asked you guys to vote on what game gets redemption, and clearly I didn't have time to do it today, but this was the poll. The members, the lovely members, thank you. There was a new member that actually got, I don't want to miss you. I think it was Ian Crawley. Yes, Ian Crawley, member for 9 months. Thank you so much for being a member of the XP. So for 9 months, all of you 9-monthers now have a 9-month child. How exciting. So it looks like in the next show, we shall be playing 1 hour of Cyberpunk and see if it can be redeemed. We shall find out. Some people think it's a bit harsh that I'm only giving these an hour. But, that's what, it's tough at the pearly white gates of heaven, all right? You gotta bring your worth out. So, Cyberpunk, you can do it. Got the 100% twice. Will it capture me again? I don't know. We shall see. I'm glad that some people enjoyed the jokes. Right. I shall see you all next week for another edition of Locking It Down with Lucy. When are you streaming this? I think I'm going to try and tag it on to the next edition of Locking It Down with Lucy to make it a bit of a bumper episode. I would like to do another stream as well, maybe another indie game stream. I don't know, I've got to figure it out. And at one point I will make a YouTube video, I swear to God. I swear to God, editing will happen. So, thank you everyone for watching. The poll, 127 of you voted. Thank you so much. And they're saying, and so I asked you, what are you using? Twitter, Threads, BlueSky, none. A whopping 51% of you are saying none. 41% of you are staying on Twitter. 7% of you are using Threads, and 1% of you are using BlueSky. I think I can't be asked to change my mind and do anything other than just stay on Twitter for now until I can decide. But you can catch me on the Instagram. Oh my God, I forgot to put my little socials up. It wasn't even an edition of Locking It Down with Lucy if that wasn't there. So you can follow me and see what rubbish I get up to. But editing will happen one day. But thank you all for coming back. I hope you have a lovely, wonderful weekend. Apologies I was not there last week. And I shall catch you all in the future. Au revoir. Every night in my dreams I see you, I feel you. That is how I know you. Go on once more.